Canada, just the name conjures up images, right? Snowy mountains, vast wilderness, endless forests stretching as far as the eye can see, majestic lakes that mirror the sky. It's a land that seems almost untouched by time, where nature reigns supreme. Friendly people with funny accents saying "eh" all the time. Canadians are known for their politeness, their warmth, and their welcoming nature. It's a place where community spirit thrives, and neighbors look out for one another. It's no wonder people all over the world see Canada as a beacon of hope, a land of opportunity where dreams can come true. Immigrants arrive with stars in their eyes, filled with hope and excitement for a new beginning, a place to escape poverty, to leave behind the struggles of their homeland and start afresh. They envision a life where they can provide for their families, where their children can have a brighter future, a place to build a better life, to find stability and security. Many dream of owning their own home, starting a business, and becoming a part of the Canadian mosaic. But let's get real, people. Is Canada really all it's cracked up to be? For some, maybe? The reality is often more complex than the dream. The initial excitement can give way to challenges and obstacles that were never anticipated. But for many, the Canadian dream can quickly turn into a harsh reality. The job market can be tough, and finding employment that matches one's skills and qualifications can be a daunting task. The truth is, Canada has its own set of challenges. High living costs, long winters, and cultural adjustments can be overwhelming. Navigating the bureaucracy and understanding the system can be frustrating. Challenges that can make life very difficult for newcomers, especially if they're not prepared. The dream of a better life can sometimes feel out of reach, and the reality of day-to-day struggles can be disheartening. So, before you pack your bags and hop on that plane to the Great White North, listen up, do your research, understand what you're getting into, prepare yourself for the challenges ahead. This is the stuff they don't put in the brochures, the real story of what it means to start a new life in Canada. It's a journey filled with highs and lows, and it's important to be ready for both. Let's talk money, folks. Living in Canada can be a dream come true, but it comes with a hefty price tag, because in Canada, you're gonna need a lot of it. The cost of living here, especially in major cities like Toronto and Vancouver, is no joke. Think renting a one-bedroom apartment in Toronto or Vancouver is gonna be easy? Think again. The rental market is highly competitive and prices are through the roof. Prepare to shell out a big chunk of your hard-earned cash just to keep a roof over your head. In fact, you might find yourself spending over half your monthly income on rent alone. And don't even get me started on the price of groceries. Basic necessities like milk, bread, and vegetables can cost a small fortune. Listen, I'm all for a good maple syrup pancake breakfast. It's a Canadian staple after all, but not when the syrup costs you an arm and a leg. Even local products can be surprisingly expensive. The cost of living in Canada, especially in the big cities, is sky high. From housing to food, everything seems to come with a premium price tag. And it's not just housing and food. Transportation costs can also add up quickly. Whether you're taking public transit or driving, expect to pay a significant amount. Healthcare, while generally good, isn't always free. Prescription medications and certain treatments can be quite costly. Even a simple cup of coffee can set you back more than you'd expect. So unless you're rolling in dough, be prepared to stretch your budget thinner than a beaver's tail in a blizzard. It's essential to plan your finances carefully and be mindful of your spending. Clothing and gas prices are also worth mentioning. A new winter coat or a tank of gas can take a big bite out of your budget. Dining out is another area where costs can quickly escalate. A nice meal at a restaurant can be a treat, but it's not something most people can afford to do regularly. Despite the high costs, Canada offers a quality of life that's hard to beat. The natural beauty, friendly people, and diverse culture make it a wonderful place to live. So, while the cost of living might be high, many find that the benefits of living in Canada are well worth the expense. Just be sure to budget wisely and enjoy all that this beautiful country has to offer. Now you might be thinking, Trevor, no problem, I'm a hard worker. I'll find a good job and be raking in the Canadian dollars. Well, hold your moose, my friend. Finding a job in Canada is no walk in the park, especially for immigrants. First of all, you're gonna need Canadian experience. It's like a secret handshake that only Canadians seem to know. And even if you have the skills, your qualifications might not be recognized here. So you end up overqualified and underpaid, working some dead-end job while your dreams gather dust like a hockey trophy in your grandma's basement. Look, I'm not saying it's impossible to succeed in Canada. People do it every day. But it's not easy. It takes time, perseverance, and a whole lot of hustle. And even then, there's no guarantee. The Canadian dream, like any dream, requires a healthy dose of reality. So before you sell everything you own and buy that one-way ticket, ask yourself, am I prepared for the challenges? Am I willing to work harder than I ever have before? Because Canada might welcome you with open arms, but it's not going to hand you a free ride. You're going to have to earn it, just like everyone else. Section 5. Lost in translation: cultural differences and isolation. Canada prides itself on being multicultural, and it is. But that doesn't mean you won't experience culture shock. Imagine this. You're used to sunshine and spices. You land in Canada, and it's colder than a polar bear's nose. And the food? Don't get me started on poutine. It's not just the weather and food that can be jarring. It's the social customs, the humor, the whole way of life. It takes time to adjust, to find your footing in a new culture. And in the meantime, you might feel isolated, lonely, even a little lost. Section 6. When Canada makes sense, a safe haven, not a gold mine. Now, I know what you're thinking. Trevor, you're making Canada sound terrible. Why would anyone want to move there? Hold on, let me explain. I'm not saying Canada is a bad place, far from it. In fact, it's one of the safest and most peaceful countries in the world. The quality of life here is exceptional, with clean air, beautiful landscapes, and a strong sense of community. If you're facing extreme poverty or violence in your home country, then yes, Canada can be a lifeline. It offers refuge and a fresh start for those in dire need. It can offer you security, stability, and a chance at a better future for your children. The education system is robust, healthcare is accessible, and the social safety nets are strong. But if you're looking to get rich quick, or if you think life in Canada will be easy, think again. The cost of living can be high, and the job market is competitive. Because the truth is, the grass is not always greener on the other side of the fence. Sometimes it's just different. Canada offers a different set of challenges and opportunities. It's a place where you can build a stable life, but it requires hard work, patience, and realistic expectations. The sense of community and support here is strong. People come together to help each other, whether it's through community events, volunteering, or simply being good neighbors. Education and personal growth are highly valued. There are numerous opportunities for learning and self-improvement, from excellent schools to community programs. And let's not forget the natural beauty and recreational opportunities. From hiking and skiing to festivals and cultural events, there's always something to do and see. So if you're considering moving to Canada, do your research, understand what you're getting into, and set realistic goals. It's not a gold mine, but it can be a safe haven where you can build a fulfilling life. Remember, every place has its pros and cons. Canada is no different. It's about finding the right balance and making the most of the opportunities available to you. In the end, it's not about where you are, but what you make of it. Canada can be a wonderful place to call home if you come with the right mindset and a willingness to adapt and grow. Section 7. Beyond the maple leaf. Exploring other options. Before you make any life-altering decisions, do your research. Don't just focus on Canada because you've heard good things. There are other countries out there with their own unique opportunities and challenges. Maybe a country with a warmer climate, or a place where your skills are in high demand. The point is, don't limit yourself. Explore all your options before you decide to pack your bags and head for the land of mousse and maple syrup. Section 8. The grass is not always greener. A realistic perspective. Look, I get it. The allure of a new life, a fresh start, it's powerful. But it's important to have a realistic perspective. Moving to a new country is a big decision. It's not something to be taken lightly. It's not just about packing your bags and hopping on a plane. It's about leaving behind everything you know and starting over in a new place with new customs, a new language, and new challenges. It's not easy, but it can be done. Just make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Section 9. Making informed decisions, research and reflection. So, how do you know if moving to Canada is the right decision for you? It's simple. Do your research. Talk to people who have already made the move. Visit the country if you can. And most importantly, listen to your gut. Don't just follow the crowd. Make an informed decision that's right for you and your family. Your future depends on it. Section 10. The true north: strong and free. But is it right for you? Canada is a great country, don't get me wrong, but it's not for everyone. It takes a certain kind of person to thrive here. Someone who's independent, resilient, and not afraid of a little hard work. If that sounds like you, then welcome to Canada. We're happy to have you. But if you're looking for an easy ride, you might want to keep looking. Because the Canadian dream is not a handout. It's an opportunity. And it's up to you to make the most of it. Section 11. Your future, your choice, weighing the pros and cons. At the end of the day, the decision of whether or not to move to Canada is a personal one. There's no right or wrong answer, but I hope this essay has given you a more realistic view of what to expect. Moving to a new country is a huge decision. It can be exciting, challenging, and rewarding all at the same time. Just be sure to weigh the pros and cons carefully before you make your choice. Your future depends on it.